Hello. Today is the 6th of September. We welcome you in the Media Center Ukraine of Ukrinform. My name is Alina Frolova, and the first briefing for today is with the head of Mykolaiv Oblast Military Administration, Vitaly Kim. Hello. Vitaly, do you hear us? Yes. So could you please tell, now the whole country is awaiting for the news from the south. The expected counter-offensive. There are some of the notifications that our troops are approaching Kherson. Does it decrease the vulnerability of Mykolaiv? Does it impact whatever is happening around you onto the increase of security of Mykolaiv and the region? I think that undoubtedly it impacts, as the active combats are now distracting at least attention of the Russian occupiers, and also the MLRSs of the adversary are hit, which they use for shelling of the civilians in Mykolaiv, so it has sense in it. As of, for instance, let us take the day today. Since the morning, the Operation Command Pivdin has hit the Iskander missile, and air defense hit down or shot down several missiles as well. There were no any other shellings of Mykolaiv, only Bashtan community has been shelled, and the communities of Hromadas which are closer to the front line. Okay, so now the academic year has begun. How does it take place in Mykolaiv? Do the schools and the kindergartens work? What are the restrictions? And how many people and children are still in the city? And in the region as well? Well, the academic year is beginning, unfortunately, online, with several exceptions in the north of the region, where it is calm, like Krivozersky and Pervomaisky districts. All the rest, 96% of the institutions, educational institutions, are working online, unfortunately. The children in the city and in the south of the region are not numerous. That is less than the half of the usual number. What's the tendency with the evacuation? Are people staying in the city, or do we still see the outflow of the people from the region? Where are the people migrating mostly to? Gradually, the evacuation is not taking place. We are getting ready for the evacuation of the people from the liberated territories to help them. As of the internally displaced persons, mostly this is from the south, where the people are moving to the north of our region, Pervomaisky and Voznesensky districts, where it is safer. As of the tendencies, vice versa, after the 24th of August, the people have begun to come back because of different reasons, but the tendency is the same. The people are coming back to the region and the city. The state service informed that the water supply in Mykolaiv is not available for consumption because it is really does not correspond to the norms. It does not comply with the norms. What do you do to stabilize the situation with water supplies? Do you mean the technical water? Can it be used or not? Well, what is happening now with the water supply and other communal services in the city and in the region? Do you have any critical elements which need attention, repairment and maintenance, including the water, drinking water, I mean? As for drinking water, we don't have it in as a tap water. We deliver it. As for technical water, it is supplied to all of the households, as it has the higher saltiness and it's taken from other sources and springs. The emergencies and the contingencies are taking place 5 times more often than usually. The repairment services still are very overloaded, and also we are maintaining, as we could see, the missile hitting the water supply pipeline of 500 meters, and it was close to one of the roads, so the missile hit it. We are restoring the water supply now as well. And if there is any destroying or damage, do you plan any of the current repairment or still globally to restore the roads, the infrastructure all over the region? Well, now the capital expenses are prohibited. We can only do current repairs and the urgent repairs, restoring the infrastructure. Now the capital expenses are prohibited to use. And the last question from me about the preparation for the winter. Now it is discussed actively in different regions. So of course your situation is one of the hardest. So how do you plan to get ready to winter? What are the most critical elements which need your attention? I will tell you the following. In spite of the frontline region, we are in top 5 on the preparation to the heating season, according to the statistical data of the Presidential Office. Secondly, we began this process 2.5 months ago, and now we are ready to begin the heating season. So on the 10th of September, well, approximately, I will not appoint you the precise date, but after the 10th of September, we are planning to test the system. Okay, got it. Are there any recommendations for the residents of the region which you could offer now to prepare for the winter? Could you please provide with those recommendations? Well, considering the martial law, and in spite of our full preparation to the heating season, I consider that our population needs to have some reserve in some case, including fuel or diesel generator if it is possible, because due to the shellings there can be some of the force majeures. That is why I would say that every single person has to have some reserve. There are some questions from the journalists. First, what about the food products prices? Because they are higher in comparison with other regions. Do you plan to increase the delivery to impact the decrease of price? The prices in Mykolaiv, the food prices, are higher because of the military risks, because the drivers don't want to go here. And we understand why. It's obvious. We cannot do anything about that. The delivery will go on according to the needs which the population has. But there is no deficit. Do I understand correctly? No, there is no deficit. This is only about logistics and the transportation risks. The drivers don't want to go, and that's why it's more expensive to deliver to Mykolaiv. And the last question. Recently we can see the missile shellings of Mykolaiv bridges, which are more frequent. Do you do anything to protect the bridges? How do you interact with the military about that? I can answer you just that we are working on that. Okay. Are there any questions among the audience? Thank you so much. There are no questions. Have a safe day and nice work. Thank you, and we will get to victory together. I do remind you that we are working and located in the media center Ukraine of Ukrinform. Please follow us. Our next briefing will be devoted to the prisoners of war of Azov, and it will take place in 20 minutes. Thank you.